Hello everyone, my name is Pixlriffs and welcome back to the Minecraft Survival Guide. Yes, we're back and I've recovered all of my gear. I was so happy to turn up at that woodland mansion after I died in yesterday's episode, and if you haven't seen that, you might want to check that out. But yeah, I'm so happy that none of the gear really went into the water. Everything was just kind of hanging out on the window ledge of that woodland mansion, and after striking down the Vindicators, I managed to get all of my stuff back, with the exception of my shield, which was a brand new shield that I had repaired for the occasion, so I'm kind of miffed about that, but I still have the old one, and I still have the Wither Skull pattern, so I can very easily make a spare one. It shouldn't be a problem. Today, though, we're going to do something a little bit more domestic. We're going to look into the advancements menu, go to the husbandry tab, and see which of these advancements we can check off the list. Starting with this one, the one and only, the one that I've actually kept on hold for a little while because I wanted to do a quick test with golden apples, specifically the enchanted golden apple, which, as I want to remind everybody, basically anytime I bring it up, you cannot craft in Java Minecraft anymore. Not since 1.9 has it been possible to craft one of these, even though the old crafting recipe of 8 gold blocks and an apple is still present in some versions of the game. Isn't possible to do that on Java. So this I had to find, and as you can see, this is the first time I picked it up since the update, and it is now possible to craft this into a banner pattern item. Previously, you could combine an enchanted golden apple with a banner to get the Mojang logo on the banner, and now that has been replaced by the pattern item, meaning that if you combine this with some paper, you can actually make a recurring pattern that you can use for subsequent banners to make sure that you don't have to use up an enchanted golden apple every time you want to put the logo on a banner, which makes a great deal of sense. However, the thing I wanted to test was whether or not you got the enchanted golden apple back after you'd created the banner pattern. If you just like drew around it with a pen or something, and then you got to take the apple back. And I tried that out in Creative Test World, and it turns out that you don't. The golden apple is consumed. And call me greedy, but I didn't want to waste it on a banner pattern because I don't plan on using the banner pattern, and I want to consume it myself for this advancement, where, if you remember, a balanced diet means eating everything that is edible in the game, even if it's not good for you. This enchanted golden apple is the last thing I need to eat to achieve this particular advancement. And there it is. We've done it. And as you can see, enchanted golden apples give you a whole lot of effects. They give you regeneration 2 for 15 seconds. They give you absorption 4. They give you resistance. They give you fire resistance. And people were saying I should probably have kept this golden apple for the How Did We Get Here advancement, which I'm planning to do much further down the line because it gives you a longer amount of the absorption effect. But I think we're probably going to be able to find another enchanted golden apple at some point, so I will save that for a while, especially because How Did We Get Here is very difficult to do, and I'm not going to do it for a good long while. So that was that. Felt like the most useless time to eat an enchanted golden apple, except for the fact that I got the advancement, and I could not be happier to finally tick this off the list. It's the first time I've ever done it since the advancement switched over and this became a thing, so very happy to have got that one done. And I think we're going to spend the rest of today's episode ticking off some of these other advancements as well. Starting off with another one that it has not been possible for me to do lately. Serious dedication, completely using up a diamond hoe. And if you remember, back in the early days of this series, we made this massive wheat field, and I completely used up a diamond hoe on that wheat field, only to find that the advancement was bugged in the previous version and it wouldn't actually work. Now, today, I'm going to take a slightly different approach to this, and this is going to be kind of the theme for this video, I guess, is finding interesting ways to complete these advancements, which might not necessarily be the most obvious way to do it, because you'd think you use a hoe to create a bunch of farmland, you probably want to actually have practical farmland that you can use. But with a little bit of redstone ingenuity, it's actually going to be possible to complete this advancement in a very different way. So I'm going to need some redstone dust. I'm going to dive into my redstone box for a couple of pistons, if I have them in here, which I don't. They are probably upstairs. Here we go. We'll take a couple of sticky pistons out of here. We'll probably grab a couple of dirt blocks because we don't technically need grass for this. I think dirt should be possible. Let me just quickly check that it is possible to hoe dirt in the first place. Of course it is. There we go. We got ourselves some farmland. That is 1 durability out of over 1,500 that we have to use. So basically we have to use this hoe 1,561 times. That's quite a lot of times. And purely by chance, overnight, a creeper has wandered into my record farm, which is something that I should definitely take advantage of while I can. Wake up, T-Bone. Here you go. Let's see if we can get ourselves another record. Nice. What do we have? We have... Oh, is this a new one? Oh, we have mole now. Lovely. Great stuff. Yep, that's a new one for the box. So what I originally intended to do was have 2 sticky pistons kind of shuffling the dirt back and forth in front of me and allowing me to hoe it each time. But then I realized there's probably a slightly simpler way we can do this with just 1 sticky piston. Because each time a block like this is hoed, it actually changes state. And that means we can detect that state change with an observer. What the observer can do is power this block behind here with a sticky piston and another block attached to it. And what that's going to do is each time this dirt here is hoed, the observer is going to trigger this piston, which will push another block over the top of it. And all we need to do is have that block retract again, and we should be able to have this basically constantly reset the hoed farmland block back into a dirt block. And if we get it to do that over and over again, we stand in front of this dirt block and we just keep hoeing it, that's effectively an AFK hoe breaker, which kind of makes sense in the context of this advancement and only in the context of this advancement. So there we go, just by adding a simple amount of redstone on the back here, a few redstone dust looping back around into this block next to the piston, it powers it for longer than a single redstone tick, allowing you to basically just stand here and do this over and over again, and that resets the farmland every time, meaning we can probably burn through this hoe in a matter of minutes. Well, this has taken probably about 10 minutes so far, and we're down to probably the last 50 or so durability on the hoe. All I really have to do is keep talking until the advancement pops, which is probably going to be any second now, in just a few seconds time maybe. And this has been so monotonous to watch and to listen to for the last 10 minutes, but it's almost over. There it is. Hey, we did it. Serious dedication. My friends, this is what 10 minutes of serious dedication looks like. I'm so glad we finally got that. Feels good to have finally ticked that one off the list. And to wrap up this episode, we're not going to do the complete catalog today because that involves taming a whole lot of cats, but what we are going to do is head out to the jungle to find the cats that I tamed originally and breed those, because I believe this 2x2 advancement requires us to breed some cats. We're also going to have to find 2 pandas and breed those with bamboo as well, so a trip to the jungle is definitely on the cards. Well, as I promised those many weeks ago, I have returned to bring the cats home. I think it's about time, isn't it? I think we may as well try and bring these little critters with us. I'll try and get them out to a slightly flatter area of terrain before I try and breed them for the advancement, which I'm pretty sure is still a thing, even though I bred these 2. Oh, a little one just dropped down off the tree, but apparently fine. Apparently cats just land on their feet, which is all good. And for those of you guys who are unaware, the reason I haven't brought these guys back with me to the base until now is that cats and dogs only teleport to you when you land on a solid block. And if you're, traveling across oceans and stuff like that, it's quite easy to use elytra and then unload the chunk that they are standing in. And then when you touch down again with elytra, they won't be able to follow you because they're no longer loaded in part of the world. So it's been quite difficult trying to plot a route back to my spawn area that doesn't involve me traveling over large stretches of ocean, but I think I've managed to work it out. So with little elytra trips here and there, making sure I don't unload the chunks, but then if I land over here, the cats should be able to follow me. Yep, there we go, they're all here. You do have to land on a solid block a lot of the time as well, like the leaves here don't count, so I have to be standing on grass or a tree or something like that for it to work properly. Oh, hello, we got a parrot here as well. Hi, are you one of mine? Or are you just kind of hanging out? But basically, all we will need to do is just go in a roughly straight line this way if we're heading back east and landing every so often to make sure the cats can catch up. We should be able to bring them back okay. Now, they do occasionally merge into a single cat, but then they split up again. Now we're out here in the Mega Tiger. Let's see if these two feel like breeding. Come here. Come here. Come and have a fish. There we go. One fish for you, and one fish for you. And let's see if they feel like breeding and adding to the numbers. There we go. We got 4 cats now. How lovely. And there we go. That is one of the animals that we still needed to breed. And naturally, having bred these cats before for the advancement, the difference is that previously they were classed as ocelots, or variants of ocelots that become tamed cats, whereas now cats are spun off into their own thing, and ocelots out there in the jungle aren't the same mob anymore. So it can be a little bit confusing, but cats were one of the items on the list of animals to breed. Now let's get these 4 cats home and hopefully find a good home for them around my base. And finally, here we are. We've got all 4 of the cats with us. One of the kittens actually grew up on that trip, but here we are. And I think these guys would be perfect here on the boat. I think it's going to be nice to have cats just kind of wandering around this place. Obviously, we've got them to sit right now, but cats actually have some really neat behaviors where if you put a bed around, they'll go and sit on the bed a lot of the time, and if you sleep in a bed, they'll actually come and sit on you and purr, which is absolutely what my cats used to do when I had cats in real life. So yeah, it's super nice to have these guys around. Really happy that we brought them back, and happy that they've also contributed to the breeding all the animals advancement. Now, let's go to the jungle in the opposite direction, find ourselves a couple of pandas, and see if we can encourage them to breed as well. Welcome back to the bamboo forest, and it's not been too long until we spotted a panda. Now the trick is going to be spotting a second one. They're quite solitary creatures, they seem to be few and far between, and I have chalked that up to exactly how dense the bamboo forests are around here. So I think in order to create more spawnable space for pandas, it might be a good idea to actually chop down some of this bamboo at the root and not let it grow back, which of course is going to cause a little bit of framiness here and there, but we should be able to cope with that okay. Just want to clear out a slightly larger area here so that hopefully we can get a whole bunch of pandas spawning all over the place, because we've only ever seen the one variety of panda, the plain kind of boring vanilla panda, this guy, and he's pretty neutral, whereas there are some that have different personalities, and I would love to be able to see those at some point, if not in this video, then in a future one. So let's try clearing out a section of this bamboo, and there it is. Yeah, we'll see how we get on. And after a little bit of cutting down and a little bit more exploring, I have found another variant of panda. This one has slightly different eyes to the other one. It may be a sad panda. It's just got those slightly kind of softer eyes to it. And over here, there should be another panda that we might be able to encourage them to mate with. So let's get rid of some of the bamboo in their way and make sure we're holding it. I'm going to hold it in my offhand this time so that I can make sure this panda is following me, because pandas move really slowly when they are following the player. So, oh, I think that one actually just picked up some bamboo from the ground. Let's see. Hello? Hi. You look like a panda who wants to enjoy the company of another panda. We'll put it that way. Let's grab some more bamboo and see if we can coax them to get a little closer together. This one seems to be a little shy, but that's fine. We can, yep, there we go. Come over this way. You will meet the panda of your dreams. Now let's see if we can get the two of them to mate. I have my particles turned to minimal. I shouldn't have done that. There we go. Are you guys interested? I think you might be. Yes! There we go. 2 by 2. We managed to breed everything, and for that, we get to see an adorable baby panda. Look at this! Look at this little thing. It's so cute. It's like basically in the ground. Oh, and we need to defend them from a zombie. Get away from here, zombie. Pandas only in this enclosure. Fantastic. And it did a roll. The baby panda rolls around. It's so cute. There are some pandas who are more playful and will do stuff like that, and I didn't realize that they didn't like share the traits of their parents. You kind of have a chance of getting a panda with different characteristics each time. But that is so cool, and I'm so glad that we finished off that advancement. I think we're going to wrap things up here watching this adorable baby panda roll around. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode of the Minecraft Survival Guide. My name has been Pixlriffs. Don't forget to leave a like on this episode if you enjoyed it, subscribe if you want to see more, and I'll see you guys soon. Take care. Bye for now.